The very funny Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and Bravo superfan Joleen Lunzer here to break it all down for you with the Bravo Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome back, everyone. Make sure you smash that like. Let's set a like goal for 500 likes. Let's see if we can get it. You guys have been so fantastic supporting me on these Bravo videos, especially. I appreciate you guys. We have such a good show. Dana's been waiting all day. Well, you're here now. So yes, hit that like. If you want to support the channel further, you guys know you can send a super chat while we're live. I'll highlight your comment. It's a super fun time. Otherwise, you can do like Evelyn and become part of the Lean team here on YouTube. And then follow me on all the socials at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram, TikTok, and the Twitter, and also married the #2 Bravo, which we are inching close to 10K on that Instagram, you guys. So thank you for following. And we hit 28,000 subscribers, I think yesterday while I was at Schwartz and Sandy's, which I'll talk about a little too, but also do a separate video about that. I did infiltrate Schwartz and Sandy's, and I am going to give my very biased opinion about my experience there. And I think you guys, we got a little insider tea. Thank you, Evelyn, for the first super chat of the live. Joleen is I'm the queen of Scandoval coverage. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you. I mean, I had to go get headshots yesterday, and then I made my husband, and actually we told Andrew Gabor too. If you guys don't know Andrew Gabor, hilarious YouTuber, covers all the Bravo stuff as well. Andrew Gabor met us over there, and we sat under the Starry Night installation at Schwartz and Sandy's. We're going to meet at Tom Tom, but I thought, I'm going to go in and see if what they're saying is true, if they're really losing business. So we'll get into that as well. So thank you, Evelyn, for kicking us off with a super chat. But I'm excited for today's show because we're going to talk about all the latest news, tea, things going on in the Scandoval Vanderpump Rules universe. But today we have a really special guest because not only do we have someone who is one of my favorite people, but she's in the biz, as they say, you guys. She is my manager, okay? And she manages far more successful people than me as well. But she also was a publicist for years. So I will have lots of questions to ask her about crisis PR. So we have an actual inside look at what happens when these celebrities who seem to have everything like a Tom Sandoval, when they just throw it all away because they follow their wiener. Okay, we're 3 minutes in. So now we can say wiener. We can say all the wiener. So you guys, let me know if you have any questions in the chat. I am going to bring her up right now. She is, like I said, my manager. She is a manager. She's a producer. Girl band management and production, former publicist, and Bravo superfan, because, you can be really successful, not like me, but like Kim, who I'm going to bring up, and still watch Bravo television. So welcome Kim Vasey to the show. Kim.
Hi. You're hysterical. Oh my God.
I'm so excited that I literally just DM'd my own manager, Kim, and I was like, hey, Kim, do you want to come on my channel and talk about Scandoval? And you were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, because we were DMing each other already, like, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, did you see this? And so I was like, okay, fine. We could just give it to the people.
I was so happy to find out that you were into Scandoval because Amber, who is my friend and writing partner, who Kim represents as well, she has no idea about any of this. And she thinks I'm like cuckoo. She's like, no. And I'm like, well, Kim cares. And Kim is a well-respected woman. Okay. So if well-respected women like this,
There we go. That's all that
Everyone's
matters.
showing you lots of love in the chat. Jamie B says, Kim is
Hi,
gorgeous.
y'all.
Benny. Hello, Kim. So yeah, show Kim all the love, you guys. Put your hearts in the chat for Kim. So how are you?
I'm good. It's a crazy time right now. So, and we've been having weather. Everyone pray for us, y'all, here in LA. So I don't do well with weather. I can't. So it's been a lot, but yeah, doing well. How about you? How about you?
I am doing good. Did my little headshot thing yesterday. Had so much fun. Did
Yes.
some very silly ones I think you'll like.
Woohoo.
So that was a fun experience. And then of course, like I said, I had to go to Schwartz and Sandy's. Have you been? Okay, so Kim, you are a fan of Vanderpump. You've been watching since season 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I Sir used to be like one of my favorite restaurants here in LA, like when I first moved here. Let's be real. Girl has moved up. But yeah, I started watching from season 1. So I am very, very attuned to the relationships and the crazy that's started from the very beginning.
Right? It has been just a crazy show since day one. Vanderpump just right out the gate. I remember that very smooth transition they did with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Brandi Glanville talking to Sheena Shea about the affair she had with Eddie Cibrian. And all of a sudden we're in this new world. And I was like, what is this? I love it.
Yes. It was like a backdoor pilot that we didn't see coming. It was crazy.
Yes, it was so crazy. Okay. So into Vanderpump. So now, as a fan, I'm assuming, well, you and I DM, so I know, but you're team Ariana.
Hell yeah. There is no team. I think I don't know who said this, but they're like, it's no team. It's just Ariana forever. Like, F him.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's no, we don't need he doesn't even have a team. There's no team.
Exactly. Yeah. So let me, I'm going to start with this. So let's say as a manager, Tom Sandoval is your client.
Hey.
What do you do, Kim? What do you think his manager? I mean, I'm not like, what do you do with someone like this?
I respectfully resign from yo. That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
I don't blame you.
No, it's just when I was a publicist, there were a couple times when we had to do, crisis PR, and it was real. And you just, I guess I would use the same principles I used back then on, if I was his manager now, like people can smell BS, let me know when I can curse. People can smell the BS. So you have to.
We're 7 minutes in. Get it. Go
ahead. People can smell the bullshit. Okay.
Yep.
So you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth from jump. You have to own it. That's the only way you're going to get through and be able to kind of pick up some semblance of a piece of something, and keep it moving. And it's like, what else is he going to do? Like, what other marketable skills does he have but being on television? So it's like, you got to fix this, homie. So, I think another thing is, recognize for a scandal like this, where it's cheating, you have to recognize who you hurt. And the fact that the business apology and please don't hurt my business came first instead of the apology to his former partner, that was a bad move, man. That was not the right move. And I don't even know if anyone's, I have no idea if anyone is advising him, but I would have switched that and done the one to her first and then the one for, please come to my business still. So
you would save the please don't hurt Schwartz one for later.
Yeah. much later. Like now.
Maybe,
now.
Yeah.
It should have happened now, not a day or two after, like he did. So tell the truth, acknowledge the person that you wronged, and then shut up. That's
right.
The multiple press releases and exclusives to each, what? What are you doing? You fucked up. Don't stop it. We don't want to hear from you. Things are coming out still about what really went down. It's just, they're just digging themselves into deeper holes by continuing to let things leak. And we all know how that happens. So, you'll have a friend leak it to a friend and, whatever the hell.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're being a leaky ship on both sides. Not on Ariana's side, on,
Yeah.
Jude, I will
Rachel.
not name Voldemort
Yep.
and Rachel. So yeah, it's just been handled really, really kind of like the affair. Messy.
Very messy. Now, out of the two, okay, so we won't count the first statement Sandy Butt did. I call him Sandy Butt. That
Oh,
Sandy
nice.
Butt did, because it was just that was just about the business and protecting Schwartz.
Yeah.
We'll count the second apology where he actually mentioned Ariana, and also Rachel, her first, not her second, when she came back and then was like,
And then the one that she edited.
And put in her story, right?
Yeah, because everyone was talking. They're like, she didn't even write this. So then she like copy and pasted it into notes. Boo, we see you. Okay. No.
So out of those two, which one did you think, as a former publicist, was a better apology, or were they both kind of just garbage?
They were well written, not by them. That's what I gleaned from those. Yeah. Like, I know she went to college, but I don't know if Rachel can string that many coherent sentences together. Yeah. So yeah. That was not written by her.
No, and the fact that it was brought up in that apology multiple times, that she's going to counseling. I think she mentioned it 3 times, 2 to 3 times in that apology. It's like, just the once would be okay.
Yeah. And I think you could see the strategy of like, okay, this is how she's going to try and frame this, that like, he maybe took advantage, or, her fragile state or whatever, mental state. And I'm just like, that's not something to mess with. Like, mental health and mental fitness is really, I know they're, in our day and age, they can be buzzwords right now, but it's actually real. It's a real important thing. And to kind of like flippantly use that as like an excuse for doing something heinous to a friend who like stood up for you when nobody else would, and to just like shut up her boyfriend, her partner, like she bought a house with him. Like,
right? They have businesses together. They wrote a book.
Together. Well, she wrote the book, and he decided he needed to be on it. So it's like, I really just think that it was a lot of strategy that you could really see at the forefront, and you're just like, okay, we see what you guys are going to try and frame this like, and it's not cool. Like,
not
just
cool
tell
at
the
all.
truth. Go back to my first rule.
Yep.
Tell the truth.
And then we heard the crisis PR originally coming out from Raquel's camp was that, she had send it to, we had Lala was send it to Daryl, because they had the Gmail cease and desist, and it was going to, they were going to spin this where Sandy Butt, he filmed her, he screen recorded their FaceTime dual masturbation session without her consent, and it was getting passed around, which is revenge porn. I mean, that's awful. But they were going to I feel like from the beginning it's been that Raquel is the victim in this, rather than just owning her behavior.
Yeah, like, we are not purporting, anything like people should be passing around, someone. We're not saying they should be passing around the video. What I am saying is that you cannot call it revenge porn. I think there's certain stipulations for like what that is. First, I think it needs to be sent wide. I don't know if it's just like private messages to each other. I'm not a lawyer, but I like the law, so I'd have to check that.
We just say allegedly. We don't know.
Allegedly.
It's our opinion. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. No ESQ over here. And then also, I think that I think you can tell when somebody is recording. Like, I've heard people say it both ways. Oh, I can't see if someone's recording, but because I haven't like tested it out or tried it, and with a friend of mine, just to like see if it's real. But I believe it does give you some alert that someone has started recording, just like Zoom, just like anything, like a little thing pops up, like, you're being recorded. It's not like Snapchat where you have no clue or something like that. So
yeah, so that makes the story even more interesting. And then it's just like you said, these things keep coming out, and for her to then go to the LAPD to get this temporary restraining order against Sheena, which it looks like now Raquel, I think Raquel, she wanted to, get herself out of the reunion, most likely. And now she's still going to have to attend, but allegedly via Zoom. And then Sheena will probably be in person, but they can't have any interaction with each other.
Yes, that's the thing that's really interesting, because I was looking at a lawyer that one of the Bravo.
Was it Emily D. Baker?
I don't know if it was Emily, but oh God, I can't remember off the top of my head. My phone's
the Bravo docket?
Way over there. So I'll have to
okay.
I have to tell y'all later. But they were saying but she didn't check the no contact box. So that's a loophole that, that means that they can be in the same place, but I don't think they can interact. It's such a weird, okay, girl, what were you doing?
I mean, it pisses me off too, because we're waiting. They're going to film the reunion next week. I think it's next Thursday already.
The 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like, I mean, you're just really screwing that up for us. We want to see, we want to see what's going on. We want to hear people out, and you got to face your day.
Got to face the music. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got to face the music. No, here's what I think. Low key, this is what I think is going on. I think that she knows that everybody hates her, and she knows that it's going to be the freaking Super Bowl, World Series if they can get the three of them in one place. So I think she's using it as leverage to get more money out of being asked to appear for the reunion.
Ooh.
I think it's all strategy on her part. I don't think there is one genuine thing about that girl. I just don't.
So you don't think she's sorry?
I'm Lala. I never liked her. I never liked Raquel. I don't like women that what is this? What is this deferential? Oh, I'm so weird. I don't.
Yeah,
she was that. I don't. Girl, man up, woman up, put your head up.
No, she's definitely played up that whole the Bambi-eyed bitch, that Lala has said, where Lala definitely comes off a lot more rough around the edges than Raquel. I'm the type of person where I feel as though when I feel like people are kind of ganging up on someone, and I did feel like that with Lala, I feel like she was really hard on Raquel, but now maybe it's because she just saw through her. But at the time, before knowing any of this, I thought, well, Lala, and there are points like last night's episode. I still think, Kim, and I don't know if you agree with me, but Lala's doing the most. And, I'm here for a little bit of it, but when it comes to her trying to talk about, I wasn't a mistress, girl, you were fine with whatever went down as long as there was a Range Rover. So we're not going to play this game like you never. It's okay. Just own it and move on. We've all moved on. But the fact that she wants to kind of rewrite her own history, we remember she was that age too. She didn't give two shits if Randall did have a wife. She was BJ's for PJs.
Okay, but I'm gonna stand up for my girl Lala.
Yes, please do.
I have always loved her just because she's a bad bee. That girl, she's I may be a basic bitch from Utah, but she's a bad bee at the same time, And my thing with her is that when she got sober, she started really just owning the truth,
Yes.
And so I think she owns it. And especially allegedly with how it looks like she's mended things with his ex-wife and their kids hang out together. I love that. Ocean's birthday. Oh my God, that was so beautiful.
Yes.
And so I have sisters. I have a half sister and a stepsister. And so my dad always raised us. He's your sisters. That's just what it is, So to see that dynamic, I just thought it was really special. Anyways.
Aww.
But back to that, I'm just she wasn't sober back then, So she probably didn't give a damn. She was BJ's and PJ's and whatever the hell, So, but when she got sober, she owned it. She said, "Yeah, I effed up. I was the girl. I was the side chick. I was the whatever." But she has. I feel maybe it's been off the show, so we haven't seen it, or they've just edited it out because harmony is boring.
But
true. She's mended that. She's mended that fence, and I love her. I love her. Love her.
Are you going to get a sweatshirt? I'll send it to Daryl.
Send it to Daryl.
Send it to Daryl. Send it to Daryl.
You know
She's selling them.
I know. And there's a truck that goes around WeHo.
Yes.
It's hilarious. So smart. So smart. Yes. Whoever her business manager is, genius. Mwah.
Get that, send it to Daryl. Because I'm always of the, I love hearing your perspective on it too, because that makes so much sense. That's the great thing about these shows, that we can all feel different ways about it, but come together and kind of gossip about it. And like, well, actually I see it this way. And it can be kind of enlightening. And it also, we're all heavily affected by our past and what we see, just like you giving that beautiful example of your family and seeing how Lala and Randall's ex-wife were able to, put aside their difference for the kids, so the kids can have siblings, and that'll be like a beautiful thing. And I also love that her and Sheena have put aside a lot of differences, and she bought a house next to Sheena out here in Palm Springs.
I'm like, I mean, I love Palm Springs, but like, I don't need to be next to you, boo. Like, you don't.
But it's because Ocean, I think it's right. But I think it's because Ocean and Sheena's little girl, they're besties.
Yeah, Summer Moon. What's her name?
Yeah, Summer Moon.
Okay. I'm like, it's something where I'm just like, I think it's going to be
Ocean and Summer. Ocean. It's so LA. It's so
LA. Oh my God. Gosh. I saw, just total non sequitur here. I saw a TikTok yesterday that was doing like roll call in a high school in like 2045 or something like that. And they're like, Journey here, Legend here, Summer here, I got this here. Like, it was just like, how we're just like not picking names for our children that like will be meaningful. Legend here, Mercedes here, Tesla. God, seriously. What are we doing to our children?
I know. Well,
it's complex.
It's been going on for a while. I remember with Gwyneth Paltrow, wasn't it Apple? Apple's got to be like 40 now or something. I don't know. Apple's got to be older now, because that was a long time ago. Ooh, so
that's a whole other podcast, because I know some tea on that one.
What, on Apple?
Yeah. So here's the thing, y'all. If you want to know any tea in this business, ask a publicist or a former publicist, because we still keep our network, or ask a makeup artist. We know everything.
Is there anything you want to share right now? I mean, you're open, Kim. You're open. You let me know. You call me. You text me and let me know when you want to share anything at all about that. Because I still
want to work here, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But like, when I'm like old and like, I got all my gray hair, I'm writing a book. Yeah,
you're writing a book.
Y'all don't know some of it. Woo. Your faves, y'all. Your faves. You have no idea. Bet.
Well, that's why they say like never meet your heroes. And I've learned that in stand-up comedy. Like, the people that I really thought were going to be the best and so supportive, and other people who I didn't, surprised me.
Yes. Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
So like, it is.
I was really surprised who's always been a champion for me. Like, just not like you shouldn't use the word always, but consistently who has been a champion as I've just kind of grown in this business, and who has really just kind of come for me. And I was very, very surprised at what that dynamic was, what that kind of person was.
That's always hard. That's always a hard realization.
To
come to. Okay, let's talk briefly about, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to talk about Ariana has finally spoken. Okay. And I haven't spoken on this yet, Kim. And so I'll read it, and then I want to get your reaction, and then I'll give my reaction. Okay. So if you guys probably already know, everyone in the chat, 174 of you here, smash that like, said, I want to express my most sincere gratitude for the outpouring of love and support I have received from friends, family, and people I've never even met in the last 2 weeks. When I have felt like I couldn't even stand, you all have given me the strength to continue and seen me through the darkest hours. To say I have been devastated and broken is an understatement. However, I know that I am not in this alone. So many of my closest friends are also grieving this loss, grieving this loss right now, and reeling from this betrayal on so many levels. I am so fucking lucky to have the best support system in the world, and I hope I can repay every single person for the love you have shown me. What doesn't kill me better run.
Yes, bitch.
Ariana, what do you think of this statement, Kim?
I really loved it. like, because even if she didn't write it, it felt like she did. And it felt like she was acknowledging the outpouring, because, you know, like, she totally took herself off of social media as soon as this story broke, which I thought was so smart. Like, that's a G move, because I know she was probably like trying to protect herself, but at the same time, like, the ones that have no hearts, "Ooh, I want more followers, like, I'll stay on," you know? And she was just like, "I am removing myself. This is my real life. I need a minute. I need a full I need a full minute
So
to just."
smart.
Yes, it was just, you know, it made me just, because I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I have not always appreciated Ariana. Like, I've just been like, okay, girl, you talk a lot of mess, but like, you don't like it back at you, you know? And so but she's grown on me through the years. She's definitely grown on me. And I, like, you know how they're playing older episodes, and you can just see the way that she, like, not acquiesces, but what's the word? She's so compromising when Tom is just, oh, I can't believe I said his name. I'm sorry. Pew, pew, pew.
We say Sandoval or anything.
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
When he, like, is just having a moment, like a full NPMS moment. And, you know, she'll just be like, okay, you know, and she's always the one that compromised. Like, at least what we saw on the show. And so, like, just to kind of see that pattern, like, you can see like glimpses of it, that he's just not it. Like, season 6 and 7 and everything. Anyways, back to her. So I loved it. I loved that she acknowledged the outpouring. I love that she acknowledged her feelings. I love that she was just like, I'm gonna tell y'all how it's been, you know, without getting into it, without, like, you know, just betraying her own privacy, because she has none right now. It just felt so compassionate, just in the way that she's approaching this. She's being kind to herself. She's honoring her feelings, and she's acknowledging everybody that's, like, just feels for her with every fiber of our being. So, and then that last line, mwah, bless. I was like, I know that's right. That has multiple meanings.
She needs merch.
I mean, I know it might better run.
I'm going to buy that. They need to put this on their sandwich merch.
I want it on a hat. I want it on a sweatshirt. I want it on a what is it, iPhone case. I want it on everything.
I'm going to find a way. See who's selling it. And if they're not, I'm going to make it so you and I can have matching "What Doesn't Kill Me Better Run" merchandise, and we will wear that on all of our calls, all of our meetings, Kim.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, I'm just like, it just felt like it came straight from her heart, and that you could feel that. And I was just like, yes, bitch, let's go. We ride it on.
And she will, like, I'm telling you, I did a show last year, last April. So this is before the affair had started, but all the Vanderpump people were there, and I did stand up. And I was a little nervous because I've been an Ariana stan since day one. Like, I just loved Ariana. I felt like she was the only true feminist on the show, in my opinion, because she was the one who would, like, shut these dudes down when they were problematic. She toe to toe with Jax Taylor, you know, who most of the time was just like walking herpes on that show. I'm like, why is he still here? We don't need
allegedly
him. Allegedly, in my opinion, commentary, comedy, jokes. But I feel like she is, you know, she just was such a cool chick. And meeting her then, and I did a joke that night, and my joke was, you guys probably all have, like, the best thing about the Toms, you know, you guys know. And a lot of people always are like, they kiss, or that they're secretly gay. And I was like, it's Ariana. And they went crazy because Ariana's like, she came up to me and she was like, no, but I did not expect you to go there, because no one acknowledges me. And I thought you were going to say, like, oh, because people say they're gay. I was like, no, that's not what I do. I'm acknowledging you because you are the best thing. I'm like, I think you should be the highest paid on the show. I think you bring a sense of, we do need the crazies, but you also need someone on these shows who's like more stable and well-rounded and someone you can root for, and also who's going to be that voice of reason in their diary, little sessions. So
100%.
that we don't feel like complete trash watching the show. So she couldn't have been kinder. I obviously made her take multiple pictures with me, which
Of course.
she wanted to. So I feel like we're best friends. I mean, we did only meet once, Kim, but it felt like forever to meet
Besties.
Sheena. Yeah, Sheena was great too. Sheena was so freaking kind, like so nice. I will say Sandoval and Tom were nice. But I always say I brought my mom with me. Nana, because we do stuff here on YouTube. She's a big fan. My mom probably sexually harassed both of them. Don't press charges. She made comments. They made comments. They were having fun.
Yes.
But, they were both pretty intoxicated. That's what they do. That's what they're known for. Mm-hmm. And they, I can't, people are like, he smells. And then people have been asking me, you've met him. Did he smell? He didn't smell bad to me. Tom Sandy, but I will say we did talk about Ariana because I did that thing that I think happens to him a lot where I'm like, you just have the coolest girlfriend. Like, you're so lucky. And I did that to him. And he was like, well, I'll go grab her, because it was before I had really talked to her, because after my set, she was sitting, I had to walk by them. And she was just like, that was so great. That was so funny. Her and Sheena. And I was like, oh my God, girl power. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And then I was doing that thing to Tom where I was, telling him how great Ariana was. And there was thinking back, and I don't want to, I hope I'm not adding, but I've said this before. I feel as though he was kind of like, yeah, she's great. She's like, he wished I was saying it about him.
Man. Yeah.
Yes.
No, because like literally the best thing about both of those dudes was their significant other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Katie is dope. I love her. I have many things to say about this, but we're about Ariana today. But I'm just like, the best thing about both of them were their spouses. So sorry.
And it's so funny that for so many seasons, the women were painted as villains, and these two slid under the radar. So what we're finding out now, we'll jump a little bit. Lizzie, thank you for becoming a member of the Lean team. I appreciate you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What up, Lizzie?
Yes. Miss Hey All, she was the first to use like heteronormative. She was the first iconic. Like, she was the first to really be, I feel like, a true ally in the sense of that they work in West Hollywood. They all should be well versed on that community and very supportive to be allies, because they're making money off that community because they work there. And I feel like Ariana got that, but got that on a level where she surrounds herself with that community, with friends. Do you know what I mean? Where other people were like, I don't know, LGBT, yeah, rainbows. She really, I feel like she got it, It
wasn't performative for her. It was real. Yeah.
Yes, it was real.
And I feel like that community, she believes in that community, and she's an ally. Like, you can be all three. Mm-hmm. And I think that she embodies that 100%, 100%.
She totally does. Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's get into some of the stuff that Kristen Doute
I'm so
unleashed on. Okay. So thoughts on Kristen Doute. I feel like she's grown so much. I know people still want to hate on her, but and Kim, feel free. If you don't feel the same way, let me know. But I feel like she's doing work, and she's kind of Ariana's spokesperson, which is very ironic and full circle and all the weirdness because of where they came from. And she's even went out and said, you guys, because there's always this argument. Well, Ariana, you lose them how you get them. But, Kristen says, that is not actually the case. That's not the situation. Me and Tom should have broke up years ago. They didn't have some big, long affair. We were kids. We were all drinking. I was cheating on him. He was cheating on me. It's not the same as the relationship Ariana had with Tom, which was they own property together. Tom Sandy Butt likes to pretend he's 39, but he's actually 40, almost 41.
He's only 41. Yeah. Let's tell the truth. Tell the truth. Rule number 1. What is it?
Tell the truth.
Tell
exactly. The truth. Yes, everyone's loving Kim here. I knew you guys would love Kim. I knew it. I was like, I got to get Kim on because Kim's the best. So Kristen Doute spilling a lot of tea because she's not held right now under a Bravo contract. Are you loving the things Kristen is saying?
Okay, y'all. Family. Everybody come closer. Can we like hold kumbaya for a second? I really I have a Finsta, like, and Twitter that I will never tell.
Not a Finsta. There's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City stuff going on right now.
I have secret accounts because sometimes I just like to just tell people off. I really, really, really did not like Kristen, and especially like with the whole thing with the racial, racism accusations, alleged accusations, and everything.
Yeah. With Faith,
just,
oh my God, it was hard.
I couldn't do it, y'all. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. And so when everything started coming out and like, she was posting and saying Ariana, gave her blessing and everything else, I went back and I went to Kristen's page. I just started kind of looking through, what she's posted lately. And then I listened to her podcast. And she had an episode with Essie Cup, who is a Republican, but I actually really like her.
I like Essie Cup too.
Yeah. I'm like, this is weird. Why do I like her? We are so different on the spectrum. But, and it was just I really appreciated her, where I feel like she's grown. Like you could hear it, you could see it, you could tell that she has, I hesitate to say grown, but it's like what's right below grown. Like she's advanced a little.
Like a little advanced when she's in the puberty of growth.
Yeah.
She's just her voice is changing.
That one.
Her ovaries are gonna drop soon. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep. They haven't dropped, Kim. They haven't
not quite yet. Not quite yet. So so I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to, I appreciate what she's doing for Ariana. I'm just going to take this. I'm going to leave my feeling kind of what Katie did with Sheena, where she's like, we're going to leave our grown girl stuff over here.
Yes.
And we're just going to support Ariana. That's how I feel about Kristen. I'm like, I'm going to keep my feelings over here, my grown girl shit over here about how I really feel about you. And I'm just going to see that you are supporting her in this moment. You showed the hell up. And I'm going to take that.
Yep.
So that's how I feel about her. So the tea that she dropped on that other podcast and on her podcast, because I know she, like, they all had to re-edit theirs. Lala had to re-edit her podcast. Sheena did too, because, Bravo said no. But then like the tea that they were spilling about when they think people found out, and oh my God, like I think, and I want a freaking lie detector test up in this piece. I think Schwartz knew the whole time.
Fuck yeah.
I think he did. There's no way. Like these dudes, like they poo and they know the other person pooed. Like, are you kidding me? They know like one like spits something up, the other one eats it. Like they're one person. They're like a person and a half. Like, come on now. They knew. He knew and he covered for them. And that's what's awful. And then can we say what Kristen said about the fact
let's say it all. Yes, let's mention it all like Bethany Frankel. Let's do it.
She said, ooh, another person I have an issue with.
And I'm so sorry to bring up all this. It's just like Bravo has so many problematics that I just don't. It's like you do have to compartmentalize, like you were saying, because in this regard of her growth, I hear 100%. Like she's growed in her way to better her mental health, but we don't know still what her and Stassi really did to understand the impact and the way that they treated Faith and their own microaggressions. We don't know if they really understood that or if they did work on that, and that's getting off into another subject. So it's almost like we have to just go, okay, in this regard, because only thing I remember Stassi doing is she went on someone's talk show. Did she
went on Tamron Hall?
Yeah, she went on Tamron Hall, and then she wanted a racist coach.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they had racist coaches. I thought it was like Google and read books on your own.
The eye roll I gave to that interview, it like I had to call my eyes back. Listen, like that was such bullshit. I had to be like, come back, because I was so like, what the F? Like, no, you don't need a racist coach. Like,
yeah. Oh my God.
Allegedly, whatever.
Allegedly.
Oh, okay. Back to Kristen. Yes. What she said is that Schwartz and Voldemort's mother found out in December. And I think that's not true. I think they knew a while ago. And because they're playing old seasons, like the mom was close to Ariana. Like his mom it looked like. And like, I don't care if she knew in December. I don't care if she knew 2 weeks ago. I don't care if she knew a month ago. You tell your quasi daughter-in-law, my son sucks. This is what's going on. Like, I just, that rubbed me so wrong. I was just like, I cannot deal with that. Like, that breaks everything.
Yeah.
Every code. Like, I know that's her son, but still, like, you tell the girl. The girl.
And that's what a lot of people were saying about Sandoval or about Schwartz too. Because he's
so weak. He's got like
serious.
Find a backbone. I dare you.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not gonna happen.
He's gonna have to Where's Waldo that shit, because I don't know where his backbone is. But Kristen, so we have her podcast, and then on this Nick Valal, is he a Bachelor guy? I think he's a Bachelor guy. Vial, okay. He seemed to, I don't know anything about him, but he had some good takes. Like, he was saying something about you don't protect or you don't lie for your friends or something. You don't protect them. You help them have a good character. I thought that was good. You know what I mean? You help their character. So you wouldn't lie for your cheating friend. You would advise them in a way that would get them to be honest about what they're doing, and so that they can repair and be a person of character, you know? And I thought, okay, Nick, and I guess he has a book. I don't know. But I don't know much about this guy. But Kristen said that this was crazy to me. This Jo girl that's been floating around. And I know I'll just recognize this comment real quick. Christina is saying that Dumois post said that Tom, Ariana, and Rachel had a three-way. But I don't know. You know, some of these blind items are like, oh, so juicy. But you're like, did they? I feel like if Ariana did, she'd admit it. And I've always felt like Ariana was very much like, we're not doing three-ways. I'm bisexual. And so her and Tom had an understanding she could hook up with women.
Yeah.
But Tom can't hook up with women. And that's what Tom went into the relationship okay with. So that was, they laid down those standards within their relationship, which is great. Be very honest.
Yeah.
You know, but if it works, it works.
I think that, like, even if they did have an open relationship, or they were open to bringing other people into the relationship, it was not recent, you know, like that might have been in the early part of their relationship, but as they bought a house, and as the, you know, like all these other things happen, and they started like growing up a little bit, she's just like, no, we closing this. We're gonna keep it just us, you know? And so that's why I think this is even more devastating, is because especially if you go from one type of relationship that you both agree on, like that's the thing with like, you know, polyamorous relationships or anything like that. One of the things that makes it not cheating, like, it's not like I'm an expert, I'm just saying I've looked into this a little bit, is that like there's honesty there. And there's, you know, like you tell your partner knows, even if they're not always there for the interactions, you know, they're still aware of what you're doing. So that's why I think, like, even if that's where their relationship started, the fact that it was super not there, you know, that's not where their relationship was now. I think that's probably even more of a blow, because there was so much trust there. That's what I think. That's the thing that just like floors me. I'm just like, men that just throw away trust like that. Like, I don't understand. I will never understand.
It will never make sense, and it shouldn't, because you have a healthy brain that wouldn't do that to someone else. And I think that you're 100% right. I mean, you know, what they had already, it was very consensual in the fact that most of my girlfriends in LA, I think are bisexual and dating men, but they have, you know, different arrangements, and that's their own personal business, and it works for them. But if you are bringing someone else into the relationship and you're keeping it a secret, then either partner, then that's really shitty. That's not part of the deal, you know? And so I don't believe, to me, it looked like Ariana took Rachel under her wing like a little sister. Like, I want to protect you. I know this group can be very difficult. I've been on the outs with this group many times. You're like you're like a little sister. Sheena treated her the same way. They protected her even to the point where they got hurt and people came after them. So it felt more sisterly than it did anything sexual. But I think people want to believe this threesome bit. It would be very juicy. But I don't think Ariana would be attracted to Rachel Raquel. No offense. I think she needs a little more, because with Lala, they had the whole, Lala went downtown Julie Brown on her, which was, Tom was there. They had the whole thing, But Lala is, especially at that time, Lala was
she
a
had
fan favorite.
Wild energy. Yeah.
She had wild energy. She was fun. Yeah. She was so sexy. Rachel Raquel.
We already talked about how I feel about her.
Yeah. So no. But coming up,
no,
it's
not a thing.
It's like our giraffe sexy. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it's very giraffe. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Have you seen her on do the pageant thing, Kim, where she pretends to be Barbie on a surfboard? That was her talent in the pageant.
You're joking.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it up for you, and I'll keep talking, but I'm gonna have to.
That
you
is
have to
not.
See this. It's a true thing. And me and the hilarious Lori Roggenkamp were breaking this down. And Tom and Ariana were there cheering her on as she was Malibu Barbieing. Okay, I just got to find it. I got to show you. It's in the Vanderpump Rules folder. And she put it down on the ground. And then she went. And she almost fell even doing that. She was surfing USA on a stage with no water.
See, this is how you know that men are the weaker sex. Let me break it down for you. Let me tell you why. Because when you have a boss, smart, articulate, sensitive, compassionate boss bitch like Ariana, and then to feed your ego because everyone thinks she's the shit, you go and have this little affair with Bambi Butter-Eyed, whatever the fuck. I can't remember her name.
Bambi Butter-Eyed, whatever the fuck.
I can't. Like, that just, you don't like quality. You don't like quality. You like your ego stroked. You like your dick stroked. You like everything else stroked, but your brain. Like, this is the stupidest. Like, she can't balance on a surfboard on a stage. Is that what we're saying right now?
That's what we're saying. I'm trying to find it here. It was pretty enlightening. When we played it.
Her. I'm with Lala. I knew I didn't like her. I didn't know why I didn't like her. I just knew I didn't like her. That's how I feel.
It was, it's, and with Tom, I feel like Tom Sandoval, Sandy Butt, he needs someone. He is a man child, just like Jerry O'Connell said on Watch What Happens Live. Like, they literally are little boys. They have Peter Pan syndrome. Schwartz and Sandoval were learning that even more now. They had great edits. They were set up so perfect. So the fact that he fucked this up is like the dumbest thing he could have done. And so he's going to always need to date younger, because women, once we get over the age of 30 and then 35, and Ariana, I think, is 37. So she's at such a great age. You see shit, and he's going to need someone, like you said, to stroke his ego, say, oh, your glorified cover band is so great. I love how you just destroyed that Sublime song. You know what I mean? Like, you're screaming into a microphone. Thank goodness you're paying and Venmoing real talented artists to sing. But it's crazy. Where the hell did I put this thing? But why
tell you? Go ahead.
Tell me. No, tell me, because I'm still looking for the thing.
Okay, so I have actually met Voldemort. He won't remember this, of course, because I don't care, and nobody cares. But it was during Grammy week, and I was at one of the events that week because I used to rep music artists.
He was at Grammy week? Why was he?
Like it was just one of the parties during the week leading up to the Grammys. And so he was backstage, and it was just like, okay, I think I am like a reality TV anthropologist. I observe, I excavate. It's juicy to me. I love it because life is really hard. So this is really fun to just kind of like dive in, Yes. So I was just observing him and just like the legends that were at this event and were backstage. And he was just like, he kept trying to like, those people that like keep trying to like get people's attention and like position themselves in certain ways and like are very self-conscious. Like I lost count how many times he touched his hair. Like, I swear to God. And I was just I don't even do that. Like, oh, and I'm super like care about what I look like, especially at a place like that. It was the most interesting. I just kind of did this and I was just like, wow, okay, this is how you are. Like
Was he by himself?
He was by himself. She was not there. And people asked him where she was. That was the wild thing. And he did not love that.
And you can tell, even, I mean, it goes
Yeah.
back to the season when they're talking about their book. And she's like, you are not, quit being a pussy. You are not going to insert yourself into my project and make it about you. This isn't about Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, I have seen him in the wild when like there's no cameras, there's no nothing. Yeah. Left me lacking. Not much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That
I was just like,
is-
okay, so you're who I thought you were.
Mhm. You're exactly what I expected. Thank you
Okay.
for proving me right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think she still has it in her stories. And if she does, I'm gonna grab. She does. Okay.
That was another thing. She had comments up like open for forever. It's like, boo. What are you doing? Like, I don't know if she went through like a couple PR teams that were just, you know,
I think she did.
One allegedly fired her, and then another one allegedly fired her, and there's another one came back, whatever. But it was just like, somebody get that Instagram together. They're finally closed now, but like, that's like 1A. One, don't lie and close your damn comments. Jesus. Mary and Joseph.
And
oh my God.
To Ariana's boyfriend. That is another one. That's another one.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Thank you, Warrior, for the super sticker. Appreciate you so much. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't miss any of you guys' super chats. Mods, just if you don't mind alerting me if someone sends a super chat. Thank you so much, Warrior, for the super sticker. Appreciate the support. Okay. So, Kim, this is the infamous. Let me get this down here. And
where is this?
Okay, so here's the thing. She also
on his stories.
So yeah, so he was okay. Now where did I throw that thing? Boopity boo. Nope, that's Ariana. That's yeah. So they were supporting Rachel Raquel at her little thing, her pageant. So it was the last pageant she could do because Donald Trump has decided that once you are a woman and 28 years old and in the pageants, you are now dead. You are gross, you are ugly, and you must bury yourself and you can never compete again. So it was her last pageant. And she was hoping to place, and she placed 15th or in the top 15. Okay. Yeah, she placed 69th in the pageant and with Tom Sandy Butt, allegedly. So this is Tom's video of her during her talent competition. And I don't know if we're going to have sound, but maybe. Actually,
I don't know if I'm ready for this. Am I ready?
I mean, oh wait, shoot, it took me back. Never mind. Okay. It's saying, I don't want you to. It doesn't want to do this to you, but I'm going to do this to you. Okay, Kim? Okay.
Oh no.
Can you hear that?
I can. Who are you waving at?
Yeah, Raquel!
No.
Woo!
Yes. Now watch the talent. Butt out is how we surf. Yep. Hey, girl.
What butt?
And then almost falls.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone's caught this. Okay, so I don't know if anyone's caught this, but I've watched this multiple times. Okay, and feel free.
What?
Yes. So that's Tom filming that. Someone next to Tom while he's filming that, and he's laughing, and Ariana's there too, and they're supporting her. Says, "Oh, she's beautiful." Tom Sandoval. So this is 40 weeks ago. What's 40 weeks from now? That's like the fall sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fair's going
like
on.
A baby. So if a baby is born in March.
Oh, I don't have one of those.
So I don't either. So that's
Okay.
October.
Oh my God. Okay. So this
Hot
is
August Nights is born in May. So that's 2 months, right? Go back.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to say yes because that's math.
March, April.
And I'm not mathy.
I'm not mathy either. My mom's a math teacher too.
Someone in the chat's mathy.
Someone
we have
help
so
us.
many smart people. We got 305 people here. Someone's got to know the math. Make sure you smash that like, you guys. Okay. So as she is leaving, someone says, she's beautiful. He says, "Thank you." Okay.
No,
you
you
gotta
didn't.
listen closely. Tell me
Okay,
if I'm lying, you
I
guys.
was already shocked. I need to like dissect. Go ahead.
I don't know if anyone else has talked about this. We might be breaking. Let In Touch know. Let ET tell TMZ to get on this. But he's like, oh man.
Yeah.
She says, she's gorgeous. And he goes, ha, 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 thanks. Like, that's what you would say if it's your girlfriend or your
that's what
kid.
You say. That's what you say when you have ownership, but like your partner is congratulated for something.
Wait, the math is mid-June? Did we just crack something?
That's right. Yeah, because I went the wrong way. I went forward instead of backwards. Yes.
The earliest I've heard.
They were making out at Coachella.
You're
that
right.
was confirmed too. That's April.
By Kristen Doute.
This
Wait, April I met them.
And
that's when that could explain why when I met him and I said, "Oh my God, Ariana's amazing, whatever." Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great. He said, as that lady, he was like, "Thanks." You would only say that to someone who's your girlfriend or your kid if you're at a recital, like, she's so cute. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I made her. You know, it's like if someone compliments your shoes.
Yeah.
If someone compliments someone else's shoes, I don't say thank you.
No.
And she is someone else's shoes. Yeah. Yes, he is someone else's shoes. So
I'm so angry.
I'm sorry I had to show you that, but I did have to show you her talent, Kim, because
you better put some air quotes up in here for that.
Talent. Talent. Okay. So adding more into this is that Kristen said, so you're right. Schwartz knew way before he's saying this whole month thing, way before, because Kristen said, now this Jo lady, right, who is being, who everyone is saying that Schwartz is dating. So Schwartz is out there lying to, just being like, I'm just taking care of myself. I'm loving myself and whatever. But this Jo lady who is living with him, her stuff is there. We've seen it in the episodes, women's razors, women's shoes. We've seen them out walking dogs. They're definitely a couple. Kristen Doute's like, they're a couple. Not only are they a couple, Kristen Doute said this was her best friend, this Jo lady, for 8 years. And they stopped talking in July.
Wait. The hairstylist Jo was allegedly Kristen's good friend.
Best friend, she said. She talked to her all the time for like 8 years. And then they it was once this Raquel and Schwartz story started happening, that's when I think there was a little bit of tension because, you know, Jo's friends now with Schwartz. So Kristen thought, oh, well, I guess, you know, she's there to support Schwartz as Schwartz is like, you know, hooking up with Raquel. And I'm sure with maybe the Katie situation, it's too muddy. And her and Kristen didn't see eye to eye on Jo always. Because I guess Jo then, especially in the fall, was constantly hanging out with Sandoval and Schwartz and Raquel. So Kristen Doute basically confirmed on this Nick Vial, is that his name? I keep saying it wrong.
Vial.
I
don't know.
Vial, Nick with the cute curly hair who wrote a book. He said it on his podcast that she's like, they're double dating. And we've seen photos of the four of them together with a jeweler who possibly designed these lightning bolt necklaces that we found out that both, you know.
Well, okay, I know you haven't seen this yet, but Katie was on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Yes, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and she said that Voldemort has always had the lightning bolt necklace. Like, that's his thing. That's like the whole Tom brand kind of thing. So they think that like he's always worn his, but everyone's just trying to see like when did she start wearing hers. So,
and she's that type, and that's what Kristen has been saying in her podcast, is that that's the type that Tom is looking for. Someone who's going to be, there are some men, I should say, especially toxic men, which it seems Sandy Bud definitely one of those, who need fans. They don't want a partner. They don't want someone who's on their level. They want to be the show. And so that would track with, you know, Raquel, someone who I think will allow him to be the show and then go, yeah, I want to get a necklace too, like yours.
Yeah.
I am a
Me too.
detective in my day job, Nanya. I am.
I can't even look
I
at
am.
him. I can't.
I just listen to these things and I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So Kristen, she spilled that. She
Mhm.
also spilled, like we said, that Tom Sandoval and Rachel did make out at Coachella.
Yep.
And Kim, I got to get your opinion on this, that he refuses to leave their home together when they first went to him and stuff. And he was like, no, if she wants to leave, she can effing leave. Like, has no, like, not at all apologetic, doesn't get why he should go stay somewhere else.
Vacate the premises. Yeah. No, somebody else, I think it was one of the guys that Lala does her podcast with, one of the Logans, right? Oh, what
Oh, does she
Adam
do it
just
with the blonde Logan?
Yeah. Okay, what Adam just said in the comments, yes, she is allegedly a full-on single white female. Because she like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on, Adam. We're gonna get to you. So, one of the things that like is wild is that Kristen said that they even were coming up with like a mediator who's just like, you
Yep.
know what, just be compassionate, dude. You're the one that effed up. Like, you need to go, to make this comfortable for her. And like Kristen said, like they were all there and he came home and they had like made her dinner and cleaned up and everything else. And he like, I know, everyone hates me. It's just like where's your awareness? Where's your situational awareness? Like, get out. Like, what are you doing? And I know there's certain like tenancy laws and whatever else when you share a residence, but it's like to make it comfortable for your former partner who you just betrayed in front of an entire world, and you're gonna have the less than balls to just like not leave. And so that's one of the that's what one of them said as well, is that like, yeah, that's actually true. He's refusing to leave. He's refusing to like mediate. He's refusing allegedly any of that stuff. Now back to what Adam said down there. Single white female. Every once in a while, Lala and then somebody else started catching the vibe and started posting it too. Like all of the outfits from Lala and
I saw
Ariana
that
the old girl has copied. I don't call her by her name either. And it's wild. It's like she was literally looking at them like, I think I'm going to make myself into that. And it's just like, okay, you were a fan. You were like a full-on fan of the show. And you just were like, I want to be those women. And then you just took all their shit.
Yeah.
Took their men, took their look, took their vibe, took their
everything was just like,
everything.
This is how you get on the show. This is what you do. And the crazy thing is, some people obviously like
That is
yourself,
scaring me.
like Lala, like, I'm sorry, Kristen Kelly saw it, that you guys are pretending
Christina
she's
is
like,
a G.
Christina,
I love her.
She really, she was like,
Insult to
no,
babies.
Katie,
Yeah.
you need to like watch out for this one. How did you feel about, speaking of Christina Kelly? So Christina Kelly, full on, Kate has Katie's back. What did you think about Charlie entering into the girls' trip on the episode? But now since has been, like very much like, screw you, Raquel.
Yeah, she's like, if I had known what I know now. Yeah. Here's my thing about Charlie. Like, I feel like she has a lot of opinions and a lot of things to say, but she only knows like half the information. So it's like she comes off just a little half-cocked sometimes,
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, okay, like, like she's not material to the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, okay, girl, go ahead, boo. Say what you need to say. Bye-bye now.
There's like a part about Charlie that I do really like, because I like when they come in, when like new Vanderpump people, I think they're still trying to find how Charlie's going to fit.
How to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but I do like when they don't just like fall in line and do whatever they say. I like when they kind of have their own opinion and stir things up. And I do think, Charlie's called out Sheena in previous seasons. Charlie is now calling out Christina Kelly, but I thought it was strange to come for Christina Kelly when really
that was not okay.
Come for Lala, because Lala was the one challenging Raquel, and at this time, nobody knew the evil Raquel was doing. But I think Raquel knew the evil she was doing, because what was that panic attack in the back of the car?
That was called performative, I don't know, and the Emmy goes too. She was just trying to like lay the stones that, you know, because she knew what was coming. This has to come out. I think low-key she wanted it to come out. You know, she wanted to be out in the open with him. And so I don't know. I think like I'm not making light of, you know, mental health crises or anything like that. Like I started having panic attacks. I'd never had them in my life. I am 20 years old, and I started having them during the panorama. You know, so I was just like, yo, this Pendy needs to go, because I never, ever, ever had panic attacks before. And yeah, so I know that they're real. I know that they're scary sometimes, especially because you can't control when it happens. So I'm not going to make light of that. However, I think that girl is calculated. And she knew what was coming. She's the only one that did. She's the only one that knew.
Yep. She's the only one that knew. Yeah, I will say and I love it in the chat. Like we have mixed reactions. Some people, I mean, some of Charlie's shade did make me LOL, because I do have my mixed feelings about Lauren from Utah, and that's fine. I mean, I'm sure that if I met Lauren from Utah, we would get along stunningly. I bet we would. We would laugh, and have a great time. But there are some things where I feel like, you know, we talked about that a little earlier, being a little hypocritical. But then a lot of you in the chat too are saying, yes, it's Christina really selling lip balm. This is not hers, but if she is, I will buy it. But
Same.
Some people are like, girl, buy. Lizzie says, or let's see, Lizzie says Charlie's gold. She gives Phaedra vibes. Who cares if she doesn't know anything? She, you know, I wouldn't give her Phaedra credit yet.
Yeah, don't be giving her all the way Phaedra vibes. Phaedra she's a legend.
She's another level.
So excited that she's going to be on Married to Medicine. I cannot properly articulate how happy I am that she is coming back.
Right. And after we saw her on Girls Trip, I mean, I think it was pretty evident that, like, obviously what went down her last season, she was on Atlanta, and the accusations against Candy and the stuff Portia's like, what you said, you know, and it's just, you know, that was unfortunate. But eventually if Candy got to get over it, we got to get over it. And she was just gold on the Girls Trip. Phaedra was everything. She made it. Like,
what was their nickname? Her and Portia.
Oh, they were the whatever, not the Bopsy twins.
Frickin' Frat.
Yes.
Yo, you can't mess with Frickin' Frat. They are legendary. They're at the top. Their pedestal, okay? Oh my God, love.
So it sounds like some of you are here for the Charlie-ness. Some of you are definitely not here for the Charlie-ness. And some of you, this is what I love. We can all have our own opinions. Some say Phaedra's a legend. Some say not a Phaedra fan at all. And that's a great thing. It's all subjective. It's all silly, but we're all fans and we all have a great time. Okay, so now I do want to get on another thing.
Okay.
That
lay it on me.
That Kristen said, which is going to be just so gross. Wait till it can't get worse. She said that now they're piecing together the time frame, and we've already established with our video that this could have been, you know, way sooner than
June,
Kristen's
July,
even
April.
saying. April. You know, just like, you know, She by Sheree, spring, summer, fall. We don't know. We don't know when they started having sex. We'll never know.
We don't know.
You know, Sheree's got to tell us eventually when they did. Sheree will know. But when Ariana, they said that this last episode we saw where, you know, Rachel, Raquel, and Charlie leave and they go to the guys' night with Schwartz and Sandoval. And we noticed Sandy, but he was letting other people know. Like, oh yeah, Raquel and Charlie are coming. It's like, well, how do you know, sir? Well,
yes.
How do you
know?
Well, Kristen Doute said that around that time, right after Havasu, is when they started hooking up. Now, remember, at this time, to add all the salt to the wound, Ariana's at home. Your girlfriend of 10 years is at home mourning the loss of her dog, her best friend, like a pet that had been with her for 18 years. And you are out there sticking your pee-pee in her friend. While he shouldn't even have been at guys' night. He should have been at home laying next to his girlfriend.
Well, you remember her birthday and like all her emotions when she had her unicorn birthday, because she didn't want, you know, she was feeling all of the things because of her dad and all that kind of stuff. And he still went on that guy's trip.
They had monster trucks. Remember, he was like, they got monster trucks.
That was like his entire argument. They have monster trucks. Like, monster trucks. Like, are you 5? What?
That was horrible.
It was horrible.
So now going back, you see all these signs.
The signs.
You know, he just got lucky with a good edit, and he got lucky with a good woman next to him. And so he didn't look as bad as he really was, but he was literally playing in our faces. He was literally doing all of this right in front of us. Speaking of like a guide, you guys, if you are kind of like, I've been behind in this Vanderpumpness, I want to follow it, but I don't want to watch every single episode. Peacock has come out with a schedule. Jamie B, this goes out to you because I know you want to start this show where they have the season and the episode that you should watch to get you caught up to the point just enough to be able to understand what's going on. So they're posting on their socials and probably on the Peacock app, which if you don't have, I love the Peacock app. I mean, I do use YouTube TV, but Peacock, I mean, they post all the shows right the next day. I love
it. Yeah.
It's so good. I love it so much. So there was that came out. The like I said, the stuff about Jo, Schwartz's girlfriend. So really what was most likely happening is they were all double dating, and Schwartz knew, obviously, and they were going allegedly, and they were going along with, yes, I love how Kim keeps me like on the level because my mouth I'll get myself in trouble. So they, you know, he is pretending with this Rachel Raquel thing. And then this, she says, predates, this is before Sheena's wedding.
Yeah.
Where Schwartz and Rachel Raquel kiss.
Yeah.
But she's already allegedly with, you know, Tom.
That's how you know. That's how you know it was an agreement, because she wouldn't, like, Jo had to be okay with that, right?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that really probably now has drawn the line in the sand, that Kristen's not going to talk to her anymore.
No, because it's just like everybody involved that actually knew, they had to have some level of like, oh, I just gotta like grin and bear this, because there were so many cover-ups happening. Like, we haven't even gotten into Garcelle's son, you know, and that bullshit. And her, like, you just like married men. That's just your jam, girl. And like, just if that was just for a storyline, like, that's some dirty dog down nasty bullshit. That's what that was. Dirty. And then for everybody involved to be okay with her kissing Sandoval, for her to kiss Schwartz at the wedding or whatever the hell. And then for everybody to just be like, okay, we're going to use this as a storyline. And then, but it's real life hurting Katie. Like, I don't know what these people think. It's just like,
right?
Do you think you're in a video game? Like, do you think, like, what do you think this is? Like, do you think it's just like, oh, we live in the tiny box, and it's just like, no, you're real life. Like, you're really hurting people.
For real. And that's the thing. That's such a great point, is because nobody, like, the lies. No one thought about Katie, that they were really using Katie in this situation and bringing her. She was already going through this horrible time. And when you see Katie's mom breakdown, you are reminded that when you are a part of like a marriage or an institution, as Karen Huger would say, for a long period of time, your families are intertwined. So this breakup affects more people than just the couple. And some can say, well, they should have never got married in the first place, but they did. And they had a long history together. So for them to just play with her emotions like that as she's selling her house and as she's doing this, that, or the other thing, I mean, that's cruel.
It was cruel. And the thing that they needed her reaction. They needed her reaction to be that, you know, that strong, because then that reinforced that it was real. Basically, you know, like, she wouldn't have, if she was in on it, she wouldn't have reacted that way, because she would have been like, oh, that was some bullshit. But like, she really thought that it was real. She didn't think they liked each other, but she thought they were intentionally trying to hurt her. And that's that dirty dog shit that I'm just like, y'all
It
forever.
is.
Y'all are really, really, really awful for that. Like, I don't know how you do that to another human. Like, I know there's some awful things that happen in this world, but it's just like, these people are your family. Like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
What do you do? That's your former wife. Like, why would you do that to her? Like, not give her a heads up, not give her nothing. Like,
Nothing.
oh,
And you're old. And look at, I put my, someone said allegedly banner. I got, just for Kim, especially too, I got my allegedly banner. Everything we say
we
is
are
alleged for
all
entertainment
allegedly
purposes only.
over here.
We don't, we don't
My
know
side eye,
anything. Yeah.
everything. This is alleged side
Everything
eye. Okay.
is alleged. There's just like, there's so much. But Kristen, I think, has been the one that really has been able to let us know how Ariana's doing. So she says Ariana is the latest update on Ariana. She updated on her podcast, but then on this Nick guy's podcast as well. And that Ariana is, she's good. She's as good as she can be. She's killing it in the fact that she's Ariana and she's strong, and she will give her a year or so, give us a week, we'll take off the weight. She will be fine. You know what I mean? She will.
She's about to come into her era. It's gonna be
Yes.
It's
She's
gonna
at
be
the perfect
glow
age.
time.
It's yes, the glow up is going to be so real, and we
Real.
already see how great, she's going to do. But she's afraid for when she has to sit with this by herself, because she has all these women around her. I call it the WeHo womb, all the women really there for her, cooking for her, cleaning for her, making sure she's okay and all that stuff. But she is also embarrassed, because even though there's nothing for her to be embarrassed about, she is going to always have to answer questions about this. And that's what Kristen was kind of trying to explain. And the Nick, the host guy, he knew from being on The Bachelor, like these kind of things, it's always going to be tied to her name, which is dirty.
Yeah, that's goes back to my video game comment. It's like, sometimes I feel like they're so caught up in like the show, they're not realizing like this is going to be real life that follows you. Like, I don't think that's even hit Voldemort yet, because like you lost everybody, sir. Like, you got your little homie that holds his spine for you, and then your business partner, like, and I just, and Katie said that on Watch What Happens Live last night, Andy asked her, like, do you think they're in love? And she's like, they better be, because who else is dating them? Like,
I love it. I gotta watch What Happens Live. I
love
can't believe
her.
I'm behind. I had just had all these podcasts. I was like, well, I gotta listen to this. I gotta listen to
Yeah.
this. And I love the Lean Team, because they keep us up to date, especially Sue, with what we're saying. You lost everybody, sir. And that is a Kim quote that can go on a t-shirt right now. And I will wear that damn t-shirt. So she said, Ariana, she's worried about when she's to sit alone with it. Kristen's reminding her, just be in the moment. That time will come. We'll be here for you. It's going to be okay. I'm trying to think if there was, and then she talked again about, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Kim, on the gaslighting. So she talked about this on her podcast, but she went into more depth, or added some more details, I feel like, talking on Nick's show, where she said, when the cameras were there to film, when they came back to film, Tom and Ariana scene, Tom saying that, basically gaslighting her and like saying things, you weren't there for me. You never lifted me up. You weren't there for my ventures, my business stuff. You had your mental health thing, like basically putting it all on her.
I'm about to go deep into my former Christian upbringing and be like, saints, let's gather together, because we about to read this asshole. Okay, let me tell you the narcissistic bile that you have to believe deep in your soul for you to say that to her when she showed up to your barnyard openings, your whatever the hell. We have an arch now. It's gonna be Schwartz and Sandy's in 18 months. Like, she showed up to everything. She pushed him. She acted like she gave a shit about that band. That's all. Like, find a note. Find one. Keep it. How about that? Like, I cannot even believe that that was the thing that he decided to go with. Like, he didn't own it. He didn't do the self-deprecating thing. He didn't say like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, no, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna double down on my bullshit. I'm gonna double down on being an asshole. I'm gonna double down on being like pond scum, you know, lower, you know. Thank you, my best friend's wedding, for giving us the reference. Like, I can't even believe I need to like have a rubber phone case because I'm gonna want to throw my phone at the TV when I see that scene. I cannot believe that he tried to gaslight her like that. And I'm just like, I know it's gonna be worse when we see it, because you know Bravo is messy and they're gonna edit it that way. So we're all irate. Like, we are going to be able to collectively power a machine of some sort with the level of anger that we're all going to like fuse together when we see that scene.
Seriously.
I can't, y'all. No. I can't. We just, woof. Amen.
Yep. Amen. I mean, you know,
and then to go for the mental health and like her, like different family members of hers.
Yeah,
like,
your grandma died, and then that dog. It was just so hard for me, Tom, and my penis. It was so hard for my dick. It just
like what kind of shitty person allegedly do you have to be to pull off that and actually believe? Like, I swear to God, I feel like he believes it. I feel like he believes that's why he did this. And it's just like,
he said, this is also what Kristen said. He said that this has been, this is the, God, I don't want to do this to you, Kim. Maybe you heard it already. You guys, this one's bad. This one's really bad.
I'm paraphrasing.
Heart is pounding. What? I'm paraphrasing, but okay. I almost want to cry like saying this. Okay. I'm not going to, but it is day 2 of my period. So, okay. Normalize talking about menstruation.
Same.
Okay. Really? We're on the same cycle?
Weird. I'm like, bitch, why are you early?
It's because you've been hanging out with me in the DMs, and we're witches, and we synced up, and we're powerful now. Okay, so we can take over the world. So Tom better watch out. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so imagine they've been dating 10 years. They had all these experiences. She supports him. She loves him. She has to be the voice of reason. You know, what was that one thing she said? You know, obtuse. You are obtuse. And you know, he didn't know what she was talking about. No. And infiltrated her book and all this. But they also, but we all, Merriam-Webster, exactly. And but we also have to remember, in Ariana's mind, there were these, you wouldn't be with someone that long unless there were these beautiful moments of a relationship. I'm taking him off the screen because I'm mad at him at this part.
Yeah,
I'm always mad, but especially this part. But they're in relationship, you have these beautiful moments and all these experiences with people. And even the worst people you've dated, you can still there are times, you know, where you can look back. You don't like to, but you'll be like, that was nice. But if you don't know that the relationship, someone's doing this behind your back, you're making all these memories, all this good stuff is happening. He basically told her, well, you know, this has been a relationship of convenience and like not love. Like, we haven't been in love. And Kristen Doute said, like, pulled out her phone and was like, so you're telling me all of these memories were nothing to you? They were just like that. It was convenient. It was like for the show. It didn't mean it. And that breaks my freaking heart, because you know, she put everything into that shit. Yeah. And to have someone say that to your face when you think it's a different reality, it's indescribable. That feeling, I've felt that way. I've had someone be like that and be like, well, you know, it hasn't been. And I was like, I thought it was. Like, I was in it. And now all these memories you've destroyed. You could have, none of that needs to be said. If his fucked up mind thinks that way, keep it to yourself, sir. And you allow her to have her memories, apologize and say, I am so sorry. You deserve better. You will find better. And I'm bringing you down. That's what a man does. And he doesn't carry on a 7-month or longer affair with a Bambi-eyed bitch. But the fact that he, according to Kristen Doute, was just like, this is a thing of convenience. This is, this isn't, basically that it's not real, or it wasn't real, and it hasn't been for a long time.
So I followed Ariana, obviously, after all this happened. And, you know, now that she's back, you can kind of see, and she's edited a lot. Like, you don't see Raquel you gotta scroll, girl. But like, And then for him as well, like she took out a lot of the latest stuff, but he's like farther down, and I'm like, either she hadn't gotten to it yet or she's just trying to make a point. But like if you look at them, like it looks like they are in love, it looks like they're partners. It looks like they've got each other's back and everything, like in the photos, which we all know IG is very, it's very
very deceptive.
There we go. But it's so funny when you were saying all of that. Like, I'm a sympathetic crier, so I was like trying to think about like taxes or something like that while you were saying it. I was just like, girl, don't have me blubbering up on this team.
I know.
Oh my God. Anyways, I was like, let me think about numbers. So I'm not thinking about like this very emotional thing that my girl just said, because I'm about to cry on here. Okay. But one of the things I was thinking about, because I had a relationship where we almost got married. It was a whole thing. And it's really interesting, like now that I've had some time away from it, when you try and like, sometimes it's hard to like remember the good times. I know we had some, damn, like I stayed for a long ass time. Like I know we had, so it's like she's gonna go through all of her phases. It's kind of like, I look at it kind of like the ocean. Like sometimes you'll catch a wave and you'll just be like, that was really amazing. And sometimes it's just dead, where you're just like, I don't remember anything good ever happened ever with that person. And then sometimes you're just like, okay, we about to hit some rocks. Oh shit, I remember all this bad stuff. So it's like, I think she's going to go through all of that. And this is what I wanted to tell you. One of the things that Lala said right away, I think it was when she was getting her hair done. I love that bitch. She is when so she was real. Like, when she had always tinfoil up in her hair. No, but it was when she had the tinfoil in her hair and she's like, cameras go back up. I got to get my roots did. Hello. And I was like, that's a real bitch. That's a real bitch right there. Okay. But like one of the things she said, because everyone was asking like, is she around? And she's like, I've spoken to her, but she's just like, my energy is not what she needs right now. She's like, because she's like the right at dawn girl, So I think like when she hits that anger crest, Lala's gonna be there, and she's gonna be like, girl, what we doing? Where we rolling? Because like, so it's like that kind of energy. I think when she finally like has that quiet time, like, we never know. We're just all speculating and hoping and, just sending her good thoughts and prayers and everything. But it's just like when she has that quiet time, I hope she has, someone around her that can kind of like transition her out of that and go straight to anger. And then Lala can just do her thing and, they ride at dawn. But going back to what you said about his trashness, that's my new word for him. Capitalize it. His trashness.
Trashness.
Yeah. There's a thing. There's a thing we say on Black Twitter. Like he doesn't have the range. Like he does not have the range to approach this like a human being, like a man, or like anybody with a semblance of a soul, allegedly. So we were always going to get that reaction from him. I don't expect anything positive from him at the reunion. I'm expecting, like somebody said in the comments, like he'll probably cry. And it's just like,
oh, make it about him. Yep.
For fucking what? What are you crying for?
For his dick. He will cry for his baby balls and his dick. And he will say, just the love was, I needed to feel her human touch. And it was so selfish of her. Her grandma was dying and the dog dying. How dare she? Like he will make it about him, because I went back and watched some like old reunions. Did you ever catch in like season 2? Kristen Doute was like, yeah, when I met Tom, he was living with 2 high schoolers, seniors in high school, and had sex with both of them. And he goes, no, I only had sex with one of them. I didn't know that they were high school seniors. I was like,
what reunion is this?
I think it's season 2.
Is that on Peacock? Let us know. NBC
all
Universal.
on Peacock. All on Peacock.
Okay.
Check it out. I think I screen recorded, because I was like, did he just say that? And one of the girls, he's like, yeah, but I didn't know that they were in high school. I'm like, and at that time he would have been 25.
Ugh. I can't.
But yes, GA Blue is saying, there are different stages of grief and loss, and Ariana will go through those
Yeah.
stages. And like you said, you know, it is good to have like a variation of friends because she has the friends there now that are the really supportive. I mean, her friends are organizing, like we talked about earlier. They, you know, Kristen Doute, she volunteered as tribute to be a go-between, but they also chose Ariana's friend from college. I think that's more outside of that group of people to kind of be able to talk to Tom, because he's, again, just still showing up with no care for that Ariana is there. Not, you know, they want to create a go-between where he could text this friend, this in between, and say, I need to go to the house, so that Ariana can leave, because otherwise it's hurting her. They're trying to explain to him, like, you're hurting her every time you just show up unexpectedly. And he's kind of like, fuck that, it's my house. Allegedly, this is what he's doing. And by the sounds of his alleged apology or talk with Ariana, where he, according to Ariana, did not apologize. And instead, later that day, went over to Raquel's house in North Hollywood, and where they had their first kiss. And Kristen Doute said, on camera, Kristen Doute said after the first kiss, they didn't even know. Kristen Doute had to trick one of the producers into admitting it because it got leaked. And Kristen said on this Nick podcast, it could have only been by a producer because they're the only people that knew in there that happened. And so they went to one producer and they weren't really budging. So then she contacted another producer and said, oh, this has to be inside. And they were like, yeah, someone inside, because there was only how many ever of us there. So she got the information out. But then after that, Kristen said she was with Ariana, and he's sending her, after he kissed Raquel, after he didn't apologize to her, gaslit her, blamed her, and said their relationship was of convenience and it wasn't, you know, real anymore. And went to Raquel, kissed her, whatever. Then he texts Ariana this like long apology. He's going to try to play head games. Really gross. Yeah, you guys are right. Messy boots. Messy boots.
I'm gonna go back to my previous statement. He doesn't have the range. He does not have the range to manipulate himself out of this situation. We see you. We see you.
We see each other. We see each other.
Come on, Nene. Bring it back. Can we roll it back? I know y'all feel some kind of way about her, but I don't. Gold television. I
say that all the time, Kim, and people are always like, I do not want Nene back. There are some of us, but I'm a Nene apologist, and I'm not sorry for it. I feel
y'all have to go back. You have to go back to like season 2 and 3. You will get your whole life. You will get your life straightened out. You will, like, things will become clear. Like, she just, come on. Oh my God, I love her.
She put Bravo on the map. Nene
Bravo on the map. She is the OG of OGs. She's just like, the ghetto, not a white refrigerator.
And they're all mine. They're all mine. But her teeth, oh my God, just so many things. Oh, the poor Kenya and her white refrigerator. I even think Kenya has said, we need Nene back, because Nene's basically like, there's no stars on Bravo anymore.
What?
I mean, okay.
No lies detected. No lies detected.
I mean, like, we could just get rid of Drew Sidora, because I don't need to see this Ralph breakup.
Come on, girl. That's my girl.
I can't.
I love Drew.
Maybe without Ralph now, because he was abusive.
He was the worst. He was the worst. Yeah, I truly believe her filing, because I was just like, you could see the manipulation. It's just like, girl, I know this was edited, but I also know that ain't nobody who's a spouse can go away for 3 days and it's just like to find themselves or to find peace.
No.
And that's the only explanation. And then you let it go. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put some race on it. What Black woman is gonna believe that shit?
Oh my gosh.
What? No.
Sound off in the chat, because I mean,
that was some bullshit.
I can't. That was like, what was with Robin Dixon and Juan, when Andy's like, did you read the messages between Canada Girl and Juan? And she was like, no. And I'm like, Robin, stop, Robin.
This is what Bravo. Excuse us. Can you listen?
Alicia
to us,
says,
please?
not this Black woman.
Amen. Listen. Y'all don't. We have questions. We have one, and then we have 1A, and then we got 1B. And until you answer all of those, we don't move on to number 2. Okay. So like, that was some bullshit. Okay. That was some bullshit. So here's the thing that I wanted to bring up. So when Rachel Lindsay was on the show with, oh God, who was she on with? I can't remember. Come on, girl. Visualize. Who was she on the show? She was on with Amanda Batula from Summer House. Old girl.
Which
The
one?
one that's married to Kyle?
Who's married to Kyle? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
she was on a couple, like not yesterday, but I think a day or two ago. And she was giving Andy some tips on, just other Bravo shows. She's a huge Bravo fan. And I'm like, remember when they brought Nicki Minaj in for Potomac's reunion?
Yes.
Andy needs to call his bench up, because there's some things that, like, I know he's clever, I know he's messy, all the things, but like there's people, like, I think like a Rachel Lindsay or somebody like that who knows the show, knows the players, but
and
can,
is
like,
a host.
And can, like, get in there and just be
Mhm.
like, nah, we ain't leaving that until you answer that. I think they need to join for a segment, and he needs to call his bench up, because they cannot film that reunion and let that man off, his trashness off the hook. They can't do it. They cannot do. They need to hold his feet to the fire. They need to hold Bambi-eyed bitch's feet to the fire. Like, you need to tell people that there needs to be accountability, and it's right now. Like, it just he needs.
And we don't want to hear about your counseling and all that. That's all good. We hope you get that. You should have got that before. And we're very pro mental health and stuff.
He does back off too easily.
And it's because Andy has become a little biased, because there's certain housewives he's closer to.
He loves certain ones. And you can see it. We can see your bias hand.
And anytime that you're talking about a subject that Andy Cohen maybe shouldn't be present for, especially, like, I think that, I was watching Carlos King and how the colorist debate was, again, a white lady talking about it, but how that was handled, I feel as though, why wouldn't you call back in Carlos, or get feedback from, why would you have, I don't, and then throw it back on the cast and then put it all on them. And then I feel like, Carlos was kind of upset with how Wendy, but part of me is like, I talked about this with my friend Shauna Christmas, who I cover Potomac with. What if Wendy's tired of talking about it? What if she's tired of having to do, and wants, other, I don't know, but it felt like, you're right. Andy there are certain points, and with Beverly Hills, he was too close in it with, like, Rinna, and it's just, and Kyle, it's like way too friendly, and we might need an outsider who isn't their friend.
Yes. Like it could even be like a stunt casting kind of a thing, like it could be like Ayanla, who's going to be like,
fix their life. Yeah.
Like, fix their life or whatever. Like, it needs to be somebody that is going to tell the truth, call them out, not going to play favorites, not going to let anybody off the hook, back off too easy. Yep. It needs to be somebody. He needs to tap somebody and have them come in for, like, a segment. And I agree with that. Like, somebody just said Black people are sick of talking about race too. I agree with that to a point. Like, I got into a huge, I don't even want to go there. I'll just say I got into an argument. I won't say what it's about on Twitter. Because I, as a girl who is mixed and lighter skin, like, the lighting in here is trash, but, like, as a girl that is, lighter skinned and mixed and everything else, like, I had a very different experience than some of my cousins who are darker skinned. And, like, then also my best friend growing up was white, and I had a very different experience from her too. And so I got in this fight on Twitter because I was, like, trying to just illustrate that and break it down. And, like, Black people came for me, white people came, like, it was just like, it was a pile on for real. And I was just like, there are very few people that people will listen to about that conversation, colorism, race, anything like that. And it's like, going back to, Potomac and them having to conduct their own conversation on it because they didn't call anybody else in. Like, I was like, come on, bro. Like, y'all didn't have no money for a guest. Like, what happened?
Nobody. It's clear that
like of all the people, like
Yeah.
you could have been like hark on the street and you could have called somebody.
Viewers would volunteer at this point. You know?
You could have just like beamed someone in that could have like conducted that conversation better, like without making them do the lift themselves. Like anyway, I could go on, but I just felt some kind of way about that.
And rightfully so. And I think Twitter, that's the place that all of that goes down, you know. But Andy it would behoove Bravo and Andy to kind of step away from that. And Marissa says Andy's too attention seeking. I mean, he did technically steal the show from Kathy Griffin. So, you know, that's always going to be in the back of allegedly.
We told a lot of truth tonight, y'all.
We do love I mean, you know, it's like women comedians, we don't get enough hosting time. It's the nighttime stuff, and then you got
parched
men just coming in and taking it. I guess I should take a sip too. I'm a little thirsty.
Yeah, I'm a little thirsty. That was a lot. That was a lot of shade.
That was a lot of shade. Now last thing, because I know we can't keep Kim all night, but Kim, will you come back and do this like again, because you're everything, and this was so fun, and your Bravo knowledge is like, you're for real when you say you're a Bravo anthropologist. Is that what you said?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was so scared. I was just
I was like, you're gonna be great.
Behind the scenes person. I don't do this in front of the camera bullshit. I don't do it. That's why I rep the people that do. So, but this is really a lot of fun.
Right, because it's just like it's like you were talking to our friends. Everyone gets to have their own opinion. No one's wrong, no one's right. We're just all watching shows and saying what we want. Yes, this was a key. Like, this was like so fun. So I'll end with this last little thing. Okay. Now, did you hear? This is kind of a funny thing. And let us know in the chat what you guys think of this as well. Teddi Mellencamp has been doing the rounds. She's doing the most. And she said she thinks Lisa Vanderpump paid these people to create this. And I have seen people in the chat, and I don't blame you guys for questioning and going, is this a setup? Because this has brought so much attention to a show that was kind of dying. Vanderpump wasn't what it was. They were trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
exactly. So Teddi says Lisa Vanderpump would pay Raquel to sleep with Sandy Butt. Kim, what do you think of these Teddi takes?
Teddi is the eternal pick-me girl. Like, no, she can't help herself. She's like, oh, a conversation not about me. Let me get in it. Like, I cannot. She is like, she's a professional troll that doesn't get paid. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's true. No, and you could tell even on their podcast, even Tamra Judge, her co-host, who now is a housewife again, which Teddi, she would want nothing. Of course she wants to do that. Okay. And she said originally, I would never be one of those people who talks about the housewives. And then she goes and gets a podcast. But you can even tell that Tamra Judge is like, okay, girl, but you're doing a little too much. Like, my feeling on Teddi is it comes from a place of rage. I feel like Teddi's very aggressive and she's very mad, and I watched her on Celebrity Big Brother, and she was better on Celebrity Big Brother than she was on the Housewives.
I believe that.
But I feel like it's a place of rage that she's so mad at Lisa Vanderpump, and she hasn't processed this, so she can't give fun takes. She can't even give behind the scenes or a little shade, because it comes off as like, I effing hate her, because, you know, Teddi voice, she's like, you know, like she just comes off very I don't know, like steroids or something. I don't know. I know allegedly she has that diet thing where you get 2 calories a day. Maybe that I get hangry too.
Almonds,
but you know, allegedly. But it's not fun to listen to, because she comes off so bitter.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think that it's like, I think she thought like she was gonna be really like a big deal on the show. Like, I don't know. This is just a take. This is real time, y'all. So it's going to be a little bumpy. But I feel like she thought she was going to be a big deal, that people were going to love her. And like, it just didn't come off that way. And so like, yeah, like Lisa's like, the pump is beloved. LVP is like, she's everything. And so I think that like, when you see someone that has something that you wish you had, and then you have a very different reception, and you don't process it, then you get a Teddy, basically.
Yeah. And I feel if she would have just come in and been a little more authentic and not have just been like hid in Kyle's ass, I feel like she could have done a lot better.
All
Because
up in there.
yeah, because when Erica was like coming for her and Erica seemed kind of bullish, I was like, Team Teddy. Her first season, she had an okay first season. But by that second season, she was making up stories about the dogs.
Like C minus? What is an okay season?
Well, I'll say B minus.
Okay.
I'll say okay in that I was able to be like, because that's when I started to look at Erica Jane like Erica Jane to me is like a studio gangster. She's just like, she talks a lot. And I'm like, but you're not going to do anything. Like you're just not going to.
No.
You know? But
Protect
she thinks she thinks she's just so hard, and she's like, and then she's just such a hypocrite. But everyone in the chat's like, yeah, bye, Teddy. I don't think LVP would pay for that either. Also, there were reports yesterday.
She denied it. She denied it in a tweet. She said she didn't do it.
She shouldn't even have to address Teddy. Teddy's going to say anything now to stay on Kyle's good graces and just to get back at Vanderpump because she just dislikes her so much. But Pump, I went by it yesterday. It was open. And there were lots of people in it. So this whole eviction notice thing, I didn't see a letter. I went right up and looked myself. It was open, but there were reports that it was behind. And let me tell you, Schwartz and Sandy's.
Oh, yeah. How was it? Did you ever say? I can't remember.
I haven't said yet. Okay. So we'll actually finish on this. I'm so sorry, Kim. I'm just like, I told Kim, it'll be like an hour. And now it's an hour 45.
Lies.
I know. But I'm like, I'm having so much fun with you. Like, I don't want it to stop. But I know you have a life. Okay. And you have things to do. But maybe. But this has been fantastic.
This is more fun.
Thank you so much for doing this. So going there, I wanted to check it out because originally I was going to go to TomTom. And again, I invited my good friend Andrew Gabor, who's a fantastic YouTuber and covers all the tea and is wonderful and messy and clever and all the good stuff. And so he met my husband and I, and my husband's like, where are we going? You know, and then, but he's, a great sport. So we go in, of course, I'll do a little vlogger, you guys, because I filmed, I no shame. People are like in my comment section going, Joleen, they might know who you are because if I see them, I've met them, like they ain't gonna remember me. They were like drunk and stuff. And I don't even care. So I show up and there's two reasons I showed up. I wanted to see about if this propaganda they're trying to put out there with Tom Sandy Butt was doing originally, and I feel like it's a way for these celebrities to get out of their bad behavior is they always go with you're hurting my business and there's other people here who are trying to make money. And also I'm getting death threats. And it's like, okay, if you haven't it's horrible. There's crazies out there. Yeah. I get those threats. I've had stalkers on here, but and that's not okay, but go report that shit to the LAPD. Go do the proper channels. Don't go for sympathy after you did something horrible. I feel like that's another way that they kind of try to get out of holding any responsibility for their bad actions. And then we never see these. Like put some people on blast. Mm-hmm. If people are sending you disgusting messages, I've seen celebrities do that. Put them on blast. Mm-hmm. Because I think a little bit of shame, some people do need a little bit of shame when it comes to that stuff. Don't go and say disgusting things. So then we have to spend our time as creators or bloggers or whatever, commentary people to go, hey guys, please don't threaten the people. So then we're off the topic of the bad behavior and we're on protecting them. So I don't like that. So I wanted to see if this whole it's hurting our business. It was busy. Okay. And we went there early. We were like the Bluebird special, the Blue Eye special, whatever
whatever the early one is.
The early bird. I was there at 5:30, when the young kids are like, hey, but there was people my age and a little bit younger that were there. And I also wanted to support those people because I do realize not Tom and Tom, but they're only probably like 5% or whatever, like they are at TomTom. The people that are actually working there, and go in there.
Waiters, busboys,
bartenders, hostess, all that. They were all great. And let me tell you, Brett, who's on this season of the show, is making the rounds. The manager, not Greg, the older guy who they're like having issues with, who Team Greg all day, every day. When he told Lisa Vanderpump, these guys, I was misled. They do not know what they're doing. They think this is about shaking hands and partying or whatever. So I went in, we got sat at underneath that
one of the arches
installation. I will say, I like kitsch. Mm-hmm. So if you like kitsch, you'll like this place. The decor, I liked it.
Yeah,
I did. It's fun. not that big.
I'm a big enough person to say that it did look, really interesting.
Yes.
Fine.
I think my husband and Gabor probably were like less impressed with it, but I love kitschy. Every
I like
wall's different.
campy, kitschy. Yeah.
Campy, kitschy. Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
fun like that. The staff was so nice, but Brett, the guy who's on the season, the younger guy who is the manager, he probably checked on our table 3 times. He then took a picture of us outside. So I think they're in damage control. They're in crisis mode. He's going around to the table. He was like, "How's everything?" And then we had someone else asking us. It was good. And I was like, it was great, because we got mocktails because, I'm a sober person, just like Lala. I've almost been, it's coming up on 11 years sober. So
nice.
My husband, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We got a little mocktails, which were delicious. We did get they do have interesting food. I wanted to get the lobster corn dogs, but I'm also trying to watch the old Wasteland. They have corn dogs with like lobster. It sounded interesting, and I'm from Minnesota where we
explain in the comments
what's
a lobster corn dog.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. But the customer service, customer service was on point, and I made it a point to be like, this great customer service, you guys killed it. I'm never gonna go in somewhere and be like a dick because the face of the place is a dick. Like, that's just, they're just trying to make money. They don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault. It's not Brett. Brett seems like a very nice guy, but he was checking on us constantly.
And they know, like, people are doing like the rubbernecking thing. Like, when there's an accident, we all just slow down to like, look, that's basically why it's so busy right now. Because people are just like, is it going to show up? Are we going to see something? What's going to happen? Yeah. So it's like, of course they want people that like are actually going to patron them, that they will have a good experience, because then it will kind of alleviate some of the bad experiences. Because like, people are going after them on Yelp, and after a while, like, they'll suspend it when they see that like people are piling on for no reason.
Because if you haven't even been there and you're doing Yelps, like, that's Karen shit. You don't want to be a Karen or a Carl or Kevin. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Just don't go. Just don't buy anything of theirs. Don't support it. Don't watch things they're on. And that's the best way you can really tell someone that's the same thing with comedians. When people show up to a comedian show who they don't like and yell shit at them or throw or charge the stage, it's like, just don't pay for that ticket.
Yeah.
Right? If people are, you're not going to like everything you see from everyone. So basically, I had a salad.
Was the food good?
Salad was decent. It's a lot like Sir. It's there are good items, I think, but it's the LA price point. It's Franklin Village, which I didn't know it was such like Franklin Village. Like, it's literally like, I can see Scientology from their little strip malls. You know what I mean?
Whoa. And we weren't shut down. Amazing.
Yes, I know. Prayers for all of you, or whatever.
Yes.
1,000 planets. I don't know. Whatever happens.
We don't know.
But
we live here, but we don't know them.
we don't know. We don't know. But my friend Natalie used to live right by the Scientology.
Yes,
place.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, so it's right in that same neighborhood, and it's across from the Gelsons. Like, I think there's a Gelsons across the street. So it's like a little strip mall, hole in the wall. I like the kitschy decor. We did order to share, my husband and I, the mushroom. They were like mushroom beignet balls.
Interesting.
Well, I was excited because I'm like, beignet, yes. Not sweet, savory. But they, my husband is the cook.
Your mouth looks like it's nasty.
Yeah, they took the mushrooms and they pureed it almost, and then put it in the beignet. And I ate. You get like 4. I ate my portion because I eat, but
amen.
I wouldn't get it again.
Oh, bummer.
And I would have had I wouldn't have made the mushrooms mushy inside. But again, I'm
a texture person. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, the presentation was cute, and I'll post this all in the vlog that I put up, you guys. The salad was decent. Big leaves of lettuce. Yeah, I guess that's the new trend. It's like a leaf. You gotta,
you're like, 1 leaf, okay?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is like huge lettuce with a little bit of fruit on it. But the mocktails I think the cocktails are fun. The ladies next to us worked at Netflix, and it was one of their birthdays, and they were so cute, and they were just celebrating, and they were drinking these like shark things, which I think they've talked on the show about, where it's a blue drink, and then they have like a shark gummy on top. Okay. So that looked really fun and cute if you're like, with the
Wait,
gals.
I have a question because there's this thing that's happening in LA right now where like if it's a mocktail or it's a cocktail, they're the same price.
Yeah.
Was it the same price?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't. On what planet is that okay? Like what? What?
I know.
Okay. Sorry, that's
Because
just a little LA situation for us,
yes,
y'all.
so I got a
We're going through
mocktail.
it. We have weather and we have mocktails.
We
They're
have
the same price as
mocktails.
cocktails. It's a
Ridiculous.
ugh. It's Hunger Games out here.
It is. So I had one mocktail and a Diet Coke, and then my husband
Mhm.
had the same mocktail, kind of like a mojito kind of cocktail. So refreshing. Oh, and the glasses were so cute. I loved. They had
Yeah.
palm leaves on them. So adorable. The presentation of the drinks was fantastic. Then he had another mocktail, and then we had one appetizer and one salad, and I think it was like $80.
Okay.
So I mean, again, it's the Vanderpump restaurant type prices. The bathroom, I will say the bathroom, only a 2-staller because it's a smaller place.
Okay.
But they had some music and some lighting going on in there. And the bathroom mirror, I could have sat in front of that thing all day and taken selfies. I'll post some of them because
Ooh.
they had like the lights and it almost created like a depth. So that was
Oh,
fun.
they want us to Instagram in there. Okay.
Yes, and then when you're going to the bathroom above in like the little hallway, they have like an art installation that is moving, like a moving picture, but it's on the ceiling. So they definitely invested, we saw how long it took for them to pick out a couch and all that stuff. They put a lot into that shit. Okay. But yeah, a lot of selfie a lot of little places that you can have selfies, but don't believe the hype. People are still coming in. And you know what they told us? I think they're so busy that they said these tables have an hour and 45-minute
they're putting time limit.
max. Yeah, so they're not
letting you go. They're like, get out of here.
Yeah, they got people coming in because people were coming in,
Yeah.
So don't believe the hype and the sob story. They're still doing just fine for themselves. The manager there, Brett, is going around checking on the tables. They're very good at like, is there another plate I can take for you? How about that plate? What about that cup? I'm like, oh, it's got a little bit in it. Okay, I'll come back in 2 minutes and check.
I'm still drinking.
Yes. So they're really trying to, especially I think putting us under Starry Night, because I'm sure that is, a little
table.
sought after. I'm like, why did we get this? Thank you. I think it was a
They
new
knew
host.
you.
They're like, oh, Joleen from YouTube. Did you just hit
Got
28K subscribers? Oh yeah, we know her.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. But I did take video in the bathroom. No one was in it when I took the video. I made sure. I did take video. So it'll be coming out. So next time I'm in LA, Kim, I think we should do like a little Vanderpump tour of all the places.
Yes.
Make a resi, then hit a drink over here, hit a drink over there, head to Schwartz and Sandy's and do
I just want goat cheese balls, y'all. That's all.
Those are really good.
That's the only thing I want. Oh yeah. I used to dream about them.
I look like you're still dreaming about them.
It was like 26. Okay. It was when I first moved here. And I was like, wow, that place is really good. It was like my place that I would like take people when they would come to visit me when I first moved to LA.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Yeah. And then I grew up and I became a woman.
Right. You know what was so like in the beginning for Sir when they would take people in there? It was like LA people. And then as the show got more popular,
it was
everybody basically looked like me. It was like, oh, there's a lady from Wisconsin. There's another lady from Wisconsin. There's a lady from Minnesota. Like I was like, oh my God, it was like a family reunion. And they put like the touristy looking people all up in the front of Sir.
Yes.
And then the people that look more LA get sat in the back. Cause I've taken my mom there, mom's friends, like my friends from the Midwest. So it was like all like Midwest ladies like, oh, and then like Max will serve you and Peter comes out and it's a whole thing.
Remember when they used to actually work there? Mercy.
Those were the
on
days.
Us one time.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, was she a good server?
I feel like she forgot about us or like she went on a break. One of the two. I don't know what happened. But I was like, I don't know where old girl went. I don't know.
She was in the alley fighting. They were in the alley fighting.
She was in the alley. No, but yeah, it was it was like and I had girlfriends visiting and then some that lived here in LA that, so it was like we were a mix of a group and it was really funny just like the fact that like they all watched the show and then we got Sheena as our server. It was great.
Oh, I bet they were so excited. I mean, I'd be still.
Oh, and then I had other friends of mine because they're from suburbia. I'm from the Bay Area, so you know we lived in suburbia, and so they came down one time to visit, and he wasn't working, but he was just like trying to like be on the scene, and Jax was there, and she's like, oh my god, I need a photo, and I was like, I can't live as a human that works in this world, in this industry, if I take a picture of you with this man. Like I was like, I can't do it. I can't tap out.
No, I don't think there'd ever be a place where I'd want a picture with Jax. Even that Nick guy that Kristen was on his podcast, he said the only person he's ever turned down for a picture is Jax.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was having a really bad season, and I was coming off a season of The Bachelor, and I didn't want to be seen with him.
Gonna lower your real estate. I get it.
Exactly. All right, you guys. Well, I've had so much fun.
Wow, we did 2 hours. What is wrong with us?
Kim, this is like, you're so good at this and you're so fun, and I adored having you. And I hope you come back, and everyone in the chat loved you. So come back. Like,
thank y'all. You're too
I'm
sweet.
gonna message you when you get some more free time because I know you're very busy. Yeah, let's do this again. Let's do it again. Amber's gonna be like, "What the hell are they talking about? We're gonna be talking about
She's gonna be so through with us.
We got to get her on this team.
Yeah.
I'm like, Amber, I can explain all this to you. Kim can explain it to you. God.
We could do a spreadsheet.
Right?
We could do a flow chart.
Yes, there are TikTok accounts that actually do that. Okay. Yes, Kim is from the Bay Area, so
yeah, I know. I let a couple things slip I shouldn't have. Oh well.
You're good. All right, you guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, comment after the video post because it helps us in the algorithm. Thank you so much. Welcome all my new subscribers and everyone that joined the membership here on YouTube. We also have a Patreon and on the social medias as well. And you can find Kim if you want to follow Kim on social media.
I'm private. Sorry.
You can't follow her. She is. She's behind the scenes in the business. You can't follow her, but you can follow me and you can ask me how's Kim, and I'll say she's doing great.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, like 2 seconds. I don't really like post anything anymore right now because I'm just like, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm very busy.
Well, you're getting stuff made, making deals, making stuff happen. Like that's hello. And we got stuff to sell, Kim. We are doing it.
To sell. We're booked and busy. Okay. So it hasn't felt like the right time to just be posting stuff. And then normally because if you can't tell, I'm very passionate about how I feel about certain things, and I don't want to offend people. So I just like only add people that I actually know, who know my heart and know everything else. So,
yes,
that's why
I
I'm just
understand
very
that.
Selective. Yeah.
Keep it private, especially. Yeah. I mean, you're on the other side of the entertainment, making the deals, making stuff happen. And you gotta, it's different than I can just come on here and be like dicks, and they're like, oh, that's what comedians do. That's what they do. She's really good at that.
Oh boy.
So yeah, we're booked busy. Okay, Kim, I'm gonna give the outro, but stay backstage with me because I want to talk to you real quick. Not that I've already taken up a bunch of your time, but thank you guys so much. And all the stuff. Leave comments and tell us how much you loved Kim in the comment section.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And I will be back very soon with another video, Bravo related, possibly a night pants with Nana tomorrow night, but she's off, gambling, doing what retired people do. But until then, you guys, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye. If you like what you